That's all you got. We got a plan, bro.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Luckily, I went to charter school. No, I didn't. I went to public school. I know how to count. I got this going. Yo, I had the fans in section, whatever section I was sitting in down in Miami Stadium, just wilding. I had a whole comedy act the whole game. Our Giants got killed.
Yeah.
But here today, as my man is going to tell you in the intro, here today we have Mr. Husain Tyler, who's the president of the Newark Vulcan Pioneers, which are of course the Afro-American firefighters. I was about to throw in the Vulcan sign up for a minute, but then I changed it because I don't like the pressure. So, Mr. Husain, we're gonna get right into it.
Definitely, man.
So,
How you doing today?
Yo, man, I'm glad you put it in your very busy schedule to make an appearance.
No doubt. I had to make time for my brother, man.
I appreciate that. We go get a cigar later.
Definitely.
Yo, listen. So how long have you been one of Newark's bravest?
Actually, Halloween, October 31st, would make 13 years for me.
13, lucky 13.
Yeah.
Oh man. I remember the day. No, I don't. I was never a firefighter. So let me stop. So tell me, since you're the president of the Vulcan Pioneers, what's the history of you guys?
Well, the Vulcan Pioneers is a black professional firefighter association. We started in 1953. So, like I said, we'll be celebrating our 70th anniversary this year. We was incorporated in 1957. It all began due to the discrimination and lack of African American and minority hirings in the fire department. So a group of brothers got together and decided, that they're going to link with other African American firefighters all over the tri-state. So you had New York, Jersey, I believe East Orange, Connecticut, Philadelphia. All them guys linked together, and they started the Vulcan Pioneers, which then they linked with other people throughout the country and started the International Association of Black Professional Firefighters.
Wow.
And that was really just because, our brothers and sisters were, well, at the time, it wasn't any sisters on the job. Our brothers was being treated a certain way, like I said, discriminated against, lack of hiring. When they were hired, they were, segregated to awful conditions.
Menial tasks.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So a lack of promotions, all kinds of stuff. So that's where the Vulcan Pioneers came into play to actually protect and to bring light onto what's going on in the fire service.
So you telling me that when you were a union person in any type of union job, all the madness went on in the fire department?
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, times has definitely changed for the better. But back then, man, it was what it was. And honestly, being in this position that I'm in now, a lot of times I got to really just reflect and think about the brothers and sisters that came before me and the things that they've been through. And, at the end of the day, I'm my own man, so I'm going to do what I got to do, the things I think is right. But at the same time, I always think about making them proud and, honoring them as well, because without them, there will be no me.
It's about the legacy of
Exactly.
the Vulcan Pioneers. I like that. So you trying to tell me that the Vulcan Pioneers have been around longer than Newark Brown Shields?
Yes, we have.
Oh, my
Definitely.
goodness.
You see I had to step into the mic on that
Ooh,
one?
I'm going to have to go find my brother Idell and have a little conversation.
Yeah.
Because at the end of this, we're gonna bring about, you have an event coming up.
Yes.
And I gotta give the Brown Shields a little credit.
Oh, definitely.
Just a little bit of credit, because I don't know if you know this, but in 2023, I was the presidential something award winner.
Okay.
All dinner. It should have just been a Grammy award. I was about to go to, but I had an acting gig, so I couldn't get my accolades personally. So they were brought to me.
So you was a recipient of an award for the Brown Shields. So are you talking about the gala that they did? I was there. Okay,
Gala.
I was there.
I was the one that didn't show up when they had the arm full of stuff for me.
Oh,
but
man.
I actually had a funny thing, real quick. I had a reunion, a firefighter reunion. I had a reunion, and I had an acting gig, and they were like they were like 70 miles apart. So I had to fly down, do what I could do, and come back. So it is what it is. But anyway, back to the Vulcans.
Nah, definitely.
Back
man.
to the Vulcans.
I mean, just to shout out the Brown Shields, man. The Brown Shields is our brothers, and sisters, you know, on the police side. And honestly speaking, since I became president, me and Adele been locked hand in hand, and we've actually been trying to, you know, bridge that gap. Not that it's a big gap between us, but just bridging that gap, becoming closer, because at the end of the day, you know, both careers are excellent careers, whether you're in the police or fire side. So, you know, if we could get more brothers and sisters in the police department, honestly speaking, I don't want to rant, but honestly speaking, I actually push for more brothers and sisters to go to the police department, because the police are where there's more, where we're needed the most. You know, these young kids need to see police that look like them, especially because that's what actually, you know, police deal with law and, you know, and all kinds of stuff like that. So these brothers and sisters, these young brothers and sisters do need to see police that look like them. So I do kind of push some of the kids to go to the police side, but definitely need some brothers and sisters on the fire side as well.
So let me be the counterpoint to that. I've served in both professions. I was in the Air Force firefighter in the police department. I had the opportunity to become a Newark firefighter way back when, before I was a cop, maybe the early 90s. And the one thing I loved about the fire department is the work schedule is crazy. I mean, you could do all kind of crazy. You have your work schedule, and I'm not gonna blow up your schedule, but you work like 2 days and take like 10 days off.
He already just blew my schedule
10
up,
days
right?
off. A little exaggeration, creative licensing, if you will. But that's what I love about it. My biggest thing was when I had the opportunity was I didn't want to be in New Jersey when it was 10 degrees and it was a fire and get wet, because I don't do cold very well. So I figured, you know, it's either that or drive fast through the city of Newark, eat donuts, drink coffee, chase jokers, hop fences. So that's what leaned me when I did the positive and the negative.
Yeah, I actually got hired by Newark PD in 2009, I believe. I would have been a part of the layoff class. It was 07, 09, one of the two. I can't really remember, but I chose the fire department because
The work schedule.
Well,
playing.
that's one reason. That is one reason. The schedule is excellent, but also because, you know, I just felt like, honestly speaking, I have a thing with fire. I'll sound crazy, but I've always liked fire since I was a kid.
So wait a minute.
No, I'm not an arsonist.
I got to put the disclaimer in there because there was some volunteer firefighters that liked it so much they're like starting to put it.
Oh
out.
no!
Okay,
Nah, that's a whole different level.
Okay,
that's a whole different level thing. When I was younger, I never forget. When I was younger, I remember some firefighters coming into my building because our elevator was on fire. And I don't know, it just seemed cool the way, because back in the day they used to like hang off the rigs when they drive. I mean,
on the side.
Yeah, it just seemed so cool to me. So when I got the opportunity to become a Newark firefighter, because I actually was number one in my class.
Ooh,
so when I got the opportunity to become a Newark firefighter, it just was like, man, a dream come true. And honestly speaking, man, I really, as much stuff as I complain about the job, because we all complain about our work, right? Man, it's a blessing, man. I wish that more opportunities for brothers and sisters, younger brothers and sisters, for this career as well, man, because this is a blessing.
So let me ask you this part, because we glossed over the part about you being the president. How long have you been president?
I've been a president since February of 2023. So
you just stepped into the spot.
I knew, man.
No Secret Service, no
nothing,
that stuff,
man.
bro?
No nothing, man.
Okay, all right. So as president, what are some of the things you were responsible for in your organization?
Well, all right. So honestly speaking, I might have had the roughest 6 months of any president.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I first came in, there was a leadership. I mean, with leadership change, there's always conflict and
right.
whatever. But just getting to know the board members, just actually getting to know what to do. I'm still actually learning what to do as a president, right? But coming into a new position and learning what to do and then trying to do things your way, trying to put your own stamp on things, trying to change things. So I had a few challenges, and then on top of that, the loss of our two brothers, and one of them being a Vulcan member, which is Captain Wayne Brooks. That was a whole nother challenge in itself, and dealing with that, dealing with his family, dealing with, and just trying to navigate through that. So it was a lot. On top of, I also came in during the 70th anniversary, so I got to plan all this extravagant stuff, so it's like, all right, man, hopefully after this year, I can kind of go on cruise control a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think we have accomplished a lot of things this year in these short period of time, we've accomplished so much things that, you know, I'm proud of, because although I'm the president, yeah, everything is me. It really isn't. I have a phenomenal board member, executive board members, and I have a phenomenal general membership. You know, it's headaches. Some guys don't want to do this, but at the end of the day, I have a great group of guys and ladies that actually help me out and make me look like a rock star. So, you know, I can't do nothing but, you know, commend them.
So basically, what you're saying is teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Oh man, if our New York Giants had as much teamwork, we'd be much better.
Man.
But I'm feeling that sweatshirt. We're gonna talk about that.
Brother.
Yo, so listen, we're gonna talk. I know you got something else coming up, but tell me, what's your favorite part of? I don't know if you have tones or bells when going on the job. What's the favorite part of your job?
Yo, as corny as this may sound, right? Actually, I got two favorite parts. The first part, as corny as this may sound, is actually just helping people. Because one thing about the fire department is, you know, whatever you got going on, miss or sir, we didn't start it, right? So when we show up, we are literally just there to help. So it's just the fact of being able to help my community. I'm a born and raised Norca. So being able to give back to my community in that capacity, you know, that's a blessing in itself. The second thing is, as weird as this may sound, again, I love fire. So, you know, I don't want anyone's house or anyone's business to burn. No, I do not want that. So I don't want, you know, that to be misconstrued. But if it is on fire, I like to be in there to help put it out.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? It's just a thrill. You know, I'm an ex-athlete, so I guess some of that plays a part. That like, yo, it's just teamwork, and it's crazy that to watch how fire suppression is just a science and a technique, and to watch how with the things that you've learned in these books and these classes and stuff like that just actually just work. You know, it's amazing. So yeah, that's the greatest part. And the guy, you know what? The greatest thing is the guys, like, you know, the camaraderie and my colleagues, and you know, from captains to chiefs and to the brothers that's in the firehouse with you, you know, just the camaraderie of your peers, just doing one task and completing it.
So when you talk about one task, I know it used to be a long time ago that one task would be you guys would be on the truck and you would ride the shop right. Excuse me. You ride the shop right. And all y'all get off the truck and go shopping. Is that part of the task that you do when you go cooking?
All right, so
because we can't do that in the police department.
All right, so well, first of all, y'all work 12-hour shifts, so y'all can eat whatever y'all want to eat. Like, knock it off. Number two, you know, all right. So in the fire department, the firehouse, there's always like. Typically, you have a group of people switching for cooking and stuff like that, so that's a part of the job. You know, that's all a part of the family aspect of the fire service, right?
Camaraderie.
Yeah. So you eat together. You know what I mean. You sleep in the same bunks. You know what I mean. Then you go out and you go put this work in if you get a job. But in my house specifically,
where's your house at?
I'm at Engine 19 on Freelancing Avenue.
Ah.
My house specifically, I'm the cook of my tour.
Okay.
So
them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches be mean.
Hey, nah, man. Look, man, we go above that. Whenever y'all ready to put this little battle in, you let me know. We could definitely do an NPD versus NFD cook off. You know what I'm saying? We definitely with that. But yeah, so that's like a part of the camaraderie, man. You know, we all sit down, eat as a family, and you know, it's actually a blessing because you know we all go through things at home, right? Some of us is married, some of us just life stuff, and you know sometimes you get around your brothers and your sisters, and you could just shoot the breeze with them, and you know it's like therapeutic almost, where you know they help you out in certain situations, and it's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's excellent. So all right. Let me see. How can I phrase it? So one of the things that I like, I won't say my favorite thing. One of the things I like besides teaching, because I did a lot of teaching, I started a company to help the community as far as police and community working together. One of my favorite things was Career Day. How'd you like Career Day?
Oh, I love Career Day.
Why you like Career Day?
Again, that's one of the days I could look these little kids in their face and show them that they could be in my position.
They could do what you do.
And honestly, you know, for years, we as black people never seen that in these positions. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing for me to be able to go to Career Day and speak to these young kids. In fact, we got something coming up on Halloween. Speak to these young kids about what we do and how cool it is to do this, and they all know to stop, drop, and roll.
Right.
But you just is able to expand and teach them about the fire service and everything, how to be safe, and they run up to you, they want to jump on a rig, and I love it all. I'm not gonna lie, I could do that all day.
Oh my goodness! And you guys, I think at different events, you guys will set up a table where you have giveaways and all this stuff. You have a community person.
Yes, so we have a community relations department. You know what I mean? Just like North PD do. We have a community relations department. I believe our community relations department is ran by Captain Husain Sims. I believe he's the head of that right now. And I think they all under newly appointed Assistant Public Safety Director, Chief Jackson.
Okay.
Rufus Jackson.
Yes, came back.
Yeah. So I believe they run all that. And, them guys up there is doing a great job, man. Latina Bird, I believe, is up there. A few guys, I can't know at the top of my head, but my man Sharif is up there. A lot of them guys are putting in a lot of work to make the department look good, because honestly, the community relations is the face of the department.
Absolutely.
Both police and fire.
Absolutely.
That's what the community sees. The people who pays our bills, that's the people they see mostly.
And they'll let you know if
Oh,
they pay your bills.
Oh, they definitely will.
So it's funny. As you were talking, and I mentioned the career day where you get to go to the school. I remember going to this one school. I won't mention the school. I was fortunate because I was also a school resource officer. So I knew all of this. I knew all the schools in my area, whether it was the fifth precinct or was the old 4th precinct or 4th ward or whatever. So I go to this one career day, and everybody, they looking at, we don't have a big truck. Well, the truck we have, when the boys come out, they ain't playing. Okay. So I'll go on with my little bit of gear, gun, radio, whatever. So I'm standing there, pointing at the stuff. And they go, yeah, I know what that is. That's your weapon. You do X, Y, Z, and that's your radio. And what I would do sometimes, I would call communications. And we have a emergency button on the radio, so that I would pre-work out with the radio that I'm gonna call around this time. I'm gonna press the button, and you guys ask, am I okay? Okay. And then I would say, yeah, I'm okay. I'm in here with a bunch of 3rd graders, but I think I can handle them. I take my vest off. So they all get a kick out of it because they say my name over the radio. So there's one time before I got to that, kid was saying, I know what those handcuffs were, and he goes to tell how he know what the handcuffs were. So I'm thinking, oh, here we go. He goes, no, my mom's got them on the to the headboard, and I was like, oh, let's change subject. So then another kid on the other side of the room goes, yeah, but I still ain't figured out what the battery holder was, and held it up, and I was like, and the teacher was of European descent, and she turned bright red. Wow. So, and he's shaking it, and I'm going, no, let's put that down. Let's put the weapon down, step away from the weapon. And the teacher took it and put it in the desk. Until this day, that was like about 14 years ago. To this day, when I see that teacher who's moved up into management and went to another school district, she sees me, and she starts red. She says, yeah, that battery holder will be etched in history. So it is what it is. That was one of my favorite things. But, when you're a public servant, you catch a lot of flack for a lot of stuff, and you do the best you can with what you got to work with, because that's the thing you were talking about when you're in a firehouse, somebody going through something, because everybody goes through something, and when you get together, you get a whole bunch of perspectives that help you navigate not only through the police department, through life, or the fire department, so it's helpful. But how long is your term?
What, as president?
As president.
So, it's actually we're working on changing our terms.
Of course you are, Donald Trump.
Course, I ain't
gonna call you Donald Trump. I take that back, bro. When you doing Obama, you supposed to change the Constitution,
man,
make it work for you,
it's
bro.
all good, man.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm going to sound booth and campaign for you. But go ahead. How long is it?
Right now our terms are 2 years. But I believe we're moving towards 3 years, because you can't get too much work done. As you can see, my whole first year just went by like this.
Yes.
So we're moving to 3-year terms, I believe. But it's in these positions, in the position that I'm in, Adele's in, and any position like this, where we're a nonprofit organization. There's no money involved in this. Everything we do is because we love to do it. And sometimes these positions are the most thankless positions there are.
Oh yeah.
And they take a certain kind of person to be willing to deal with this. And I'm not gonna lie, I always felt like I was that person, right? Until I put my feet in the shoes, and now I'm realizing, like, all right, you may be that person, but you still have some work to do on becoming that person that that you thought you was going to be, because again, when everything is right, it's all of us.
Right.
When everything
Teamwork.
is wrong, it's me.
Because you're the president.
So
that's how that works. Like the
exactly,
quarterback.
exactly. So but what I'm learning is to take on, all responsibilities, right, wrong, and indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm the quarterback. It's on me, and whatever I can do to better the organization is what I'm going to do.
Now, I know you have something coming up. Before we get there, let's talk about what you just had. Like about 2 weeks ago, you had some sort of event. Was a fair or something going on?
Yep. So, in fact, this month, before we even go there, we just left last week from the Vulcan Society's gala. And that's our New York brothers and sisters. And it was a beautiful event out in New Rochelle. And a week before that, we did a carnival. So this carnival was, it's for kids and young adults. And pretty much giving the teens and children something to do, after school or on the weekend. This was a test run. Unfortunately, we had terrible weather during that week. However, we did get one good day in, which was the Sunday. And we just actually signed on for another 10 days for next year. And it's going to be during the peak months, between April and August.
Okay.
And that's going to give us an opportunity, again, to give back to the community. All the money that was raised there, that was our portion, goes to our scholarship fund. And that's something that's, ideal to my heart, because at the end of the day, education means a lot to me when it comes to our people and our children,
Amen.
I have a college degree, but I don't necessarily push everybody to formal education. But even if you get into a career and, you don't want to get stagnant, you want to educate yourself, read some books to advance, get promoted, all kinds of stuff. All of it's education. So, we developed a scholarship. In fact, I don't want to pat myself on the back.
Pat yourself
or, my board members on the back. But we are actually this is the first year that we are actually attaching a scholarship fund to our gala.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ooh,
So,
okay.
because it wasn't just about, collecting. I mean, yes, this organization does need money to run. That's how we give back. I mean, it's just a circle. You take in money, you give it right back to the community, right? So you need money to sustain. However, I also want to distribute the money in a correct manner, a meaningful manner, where it's going to matter. And the way it matters to us, this board, was education. So we did a scholarship fund.
Oh, that's outstanding. Actually, I don't know if you were. Did I ever send you the clip of me and Hassan Sabor where he was doing a bike ride from Newark to
Yes.
DC? So you guys are doing the same thing.
Yep.
The more we can make the communities aware and try to help them, the more good comes out of it. But you want the good to come out of it and return back to the community.
Yes.
So let me ask you. I know the Bronze Shields does it. Do you guys actually prepare people interested in serving in the fire department?
Yes.
Because you guys have a practical test too, right?
Yes. Yep.
What does your practical test consist of?
So we do. So there's two sections of preparing people to. 3 sections actually of preparing people to come onto the fire department. The first section is notification. Okay. You want to try to get as many people. So when the test comes out from the civil service, because we are under civil service, right? So when the test comes out from civil service, we want to blast it to everybody. Hey, the test this is the deadline. Get your application in. Blah 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 blah. We even try to help people pay their application fees, right? So that's the first part, is getting it out there, communicating to the public that the test is available. The second part is training these new possible recruits on how to take the written test, because that's the first part of it, right? So, okay, these are the things. So we do prep classes and show them how to take the written exams. The third part is the PT test, right? I said it was 3 parts, actually 4 parts. The third part is the PT exam, which we've had the practical test, the physical obstacle course for about since June, and the last week was a week or 2 ago, right? And that's just them learning the obstacle course. If anybody ever seen the firefighter's obstacle courses, listen. I've been on the job 13 years. Please don't ask me to do it today, because I can't do it. But it is very difficult to do. So we, they get to do it as many times they want. It's free. We don't charge anybody. Again, this is a way we give back. The fourth part is giving them the information to things to keep, so they can get the job once they score well. So making sure they know that their license got to be good. Making sure they know their driver's abstract got to be clean. Making sure they can't have any, DUIs or, any kind of criminal investigations. And, you make sure your behind lives in Newark. And that's one of my pet peeves right there. I'm glad I even spoke about that. I'm a true component. See, everything is not about black or white, about race, right? Because at the end of the day, listen, we need good firefighters. We need good police officers. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would like them to be from this city, and not the person that done found an apartment for 6 months and now all of a sudden. Because the thing is, we always talk about generational wealth and the gap, but the wealth gap between us and our counterparts, right? But these are ways that we can shorten that wealth gap a little bit, and the crime rate, because if you give these jokers these 6-figure jobs, these nice paying jobs with benefits, I doubt if they're going to be out here committing certain crimes.
Facts.
So you give them the opportunity to not only change their lives but change their families' lives. Because when I was coming up, my mother didn't have the things that me and my wife have to give to my children. There is no vacations to Disney, multiple vacations to Disney, and you got cars and you got all this came from 2 good careers in a household that now we don't have to be out here in the streets doing, unnecessary things. And as ignorant as it may sound, because sometimes you gotta lower yourself a little bit to get through to especially our youngins. I tell them, look, man, I got the same stuff the dope boy got. I got jewelry, I got nice cars, I got fresh clothes, fresh kicks all day, every day. Own multiple homes, we good here. You don't have to do that. I can show you don't have to do that. And as corny as it may sound, we all been through that because we coming from North. It's a possibility you going to do some of the stuff, but you got to grow up. And before you get caught up in life or the wrong side of life, I should say, come on over here and come get this money.
See? It's not free, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, you're gonna work your behind off, but come over here and get this money. It's better than standing on that block dealing with block politics.
And then, well, first of all, unlicensed pharmaceutical specialists have their own issues they got it going.
Exactly.
And they don't have a union. They out there in the cold weather, whatever. But it is what it is. What's funny is when you were talking about the obstacle course, the Air Force had an obstacle course too. But it started. You had to climb up a ladder. You had to go up 2 stories or 2 stories. You had to get to the top, and before you stepped off the ladder, you had to lean all the way back, and your helmet had to come back, and that showed you that you went back as far as you can go. And then you get off. Let me back up. You put your bunker or your turnout gear. You climb the ladder, put everything on, positive pressure, but you don't have your mask on. When you get to the top, you put your mask on because the helmet got to fall off. Then you go down this house. It was like 2 stories. Then you go down, and then when you get to the bottom, there's somebody down there. You do the low crawl. At the very end of it, they give you a little break. Then they put you in a fire room. It was a little bit bigger than this room. Now, you're not dealing with wood fires. You're dealing with jet fuel.
Yeah, it's hot.
Jet fuel not only is hot, water doesn't put it out. So the foam, there you go, AFFF, Halon, and dry chem, whatever. See, you didn't think I knew that, did you? See, I told you I got skills.
He think you're a firefighter, but I'm gonna let him live.
I can show you the crash that F-16 pilot crashed back on the base. It was a training base, and I had to put the fire out in my crew. I got a plaque for that, bro. But anyway, so you see the guys that was firefighters, and they knew everything. The jet fuel, what they was put in a little room, and the fire's going, and you're supposed to just spray it, knock it against the wall. We had this one cat. He was from Idaho, Indiana, wherever. He was Mr. Volunteer Firefighter, knew everything. That fire came back at him. They had to catch him because he ran out the room. They had to catch him and get him to refocus. And I was like, up until then, I was bored. But after I saw that, I was like, shh. I was spraying everything down. I'm trying to spray the instructor. So I do get the obstacle course. Yeah. Everything is time because the state has guidelines. You have to do what you have to do when you have to do it. And and that includes making sure your driving record is
Yep.
good, no outstanding warrants, no craziness, and they're looking for people. Back in 1972, I think there was a consent decree against
Yes.
the fire department
Yes.
where they had to have a certain amount of minorities.
Yes.
And now we want to push more into that, just more Newarkers in general. And if you can't have Newarkers, you don't get a certain number, because I know you can't say it. I don't want you to get in trouble. You can't say it. I do know, like the police, the fire department is very understaffed. They're
Okay.
doing the best that they can do with what they got to do with. And I can tell you now, because in the police department, sometimes we used to have, the street signs. The floors of cars would have a big hole in it, and you had the street sign. Yeah, you had the street sign. Was the only thing between you and the ground as you driving. Yes, I can say it because my check come from the state now, in the hub, and wherever else I can work out. I got a couple other things we don't talk about.
No doubt, no doubt.
So I totally understand that.
I would say this. What you just said, as far as not to go too far into the understaff and all that, whatever, right? What I would say is this, and this is the credit to the guys and the young ladies that do this job. We have some of the most aggressive firefighters in the country. Like, I went my first year. There's this program we go to. It's called EDI, and it's it's for African Americans. It's for everybody, but it was created by Dr. Carl Holmes for African Americans to have a place to go to develop their skills and one day with the hopes of running a fire department, right? So being over there, we learned that Newark is one of the top departments in the country. So that's a good thing to stand on, Now, what we do need to do, we just need to just go with the times. You know what I'm saying? Like, times are changing. Look, they're building 40-story high rises.
Yes.
So you gotta have the adequate manpower and the department and the equipment and the training and all that to be able to handle and to give back to the community, like I said, who's paying your bills. Listen, they want to be safe, so we want to do everything in our power to make sure that they're safe. And the way we do that is have staffing, is have training, is have adequate equipment and all that. And we're getting there. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not here to be nobody's right, wrong, or indifferent, but I think we're going in the right direction. I'll say that.
Not only, I like the way you clean that up, because I don't want to get you in
no
trouble.
I'm good.
I'm going to come back. And then maybe one day when we have a little bit more time, we can put you in the booth. Okay. And I'm not the rappers, because I know you can't flow like that. But
I ain't got it no more.
But to promote whatever event you have, and we'll have the police department, Bronx Hills do it, and actually Papa, the Portuguese.
Okay, my brothers over there. Yeah,
we're going to get everybody in there.
Definitely.
Here we're at Legends with Russell Thomas, 135 Prince Street. You said at the beginning, but I was just so into today. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough night. That Johnny Walker Blue, because that's the only thing I mess with, flowing through the floors. So excuse the glasses, but the glare was bright, you know what I'm saying?
Last night was mad.
Listen, it's been mad since
mad,
Thursday, bro. It's been Thursday, it's been bright. So, Mr. Husain Tyler, president of the Vulcan Pioneers.
Yes, sir.
You like that?
I like that.
That new voice. I'm getting there. Yes, we're gonna get into a couple of things. We absolutely gonna get a couple of things. Matter of fact, Mr. Endo, who was one of the executive producers, he don't ever do the credits. I want to put the credits on the screen so I can really. Oh man, I'd be no good anyway. I fall off the rails sometimes, so I gotta go back on the track. He's waving and stuff. So 135 Prince Street, Mr. Husain Tyler, that's president of Vulcan Pioneers. What'd you say? 7 months on the job?
Yeah.
7 months on the you've actually gotten a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on within that time.
And you have something coming up.
Yes.
So let me ask you, do you want to pitch that now, or do you want to give a shout out to all of your executive board members first?
Yeah, let me give a shout out.
I'm gonna put the pressure on.
Yeah, let me give a shout out to my executive board members first. So first and foremost, I want to shout out my vice president, Mr. Leonard Stewart, and Orange Fire Department. I would like to shout out my correspondence secretary, Mr. Captain Troy Harrison, our retiree liaison, retired Chief Sylvester Lee, our trustees, and Mr. Isaac Jordan, Ramadan Edwards, Jihad Hawkins, Captain Dayon Cobbs, I forget anybody, and my lovely secretary, because if I forget her, she'll kill me.
Woo!
Latina Bird. I'm trying to think. I believe that's it. My second vice president, Mr. James Morrison. And, everybody else, all the general members that help us become who we are and taking us into the path of the new Vulcan Pioneers.
Ooh, the new
Heard
Vulcan
that?
Pioneers.
You heard that? You heard that?
The new Vulcan
The new
Pioneers.
Vulcan Pioneers,
Okay.
yeah.
And all your ships must roll in the same direction.
Yes, sir.
And like
Yes,
my
sir.
boy Bakem said, constant elevation causes expansion.
Exactly.
That's what you talked about a little earlier. You know what I'm saying? With all the education and everything. So what we're gonna push it. You guys do go into schools other than career day as well, right?
Yes. Like I said, with community relations, they go pretty much to every schools, not just career days, just for whatever's need be, and a lot of us in our local area will just do things at schools. I believe Mayor Baraka put in the school initiative that police and fire now must do. I think it's cool. You know what I mean? You get the kids get to see you just being there is cool. Walking up to you, asking questions. So yeah, we're very involved in the schools.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So when you said aggressive firefighters, the first thing I think about is you got the ventilation. When you have a fire, you do the ventilation. But don't be 3 apartments over tearing up somebody else's roof. When that's.
So when I mean by aggressive firefighting, I'm just talking about interior attacking. So you have three forms of attacks. You go offensive, defensive, or a combination of the two. Typically, the best way to put out a fire, if you get there in time, is an offensive attack, interior attack. That's aggressive. Not just, sitting there waiting for surround and drown. No, we're going inside because that's what we signed up for. We signed up to protect lives and to preserve property. Because we are that, it helps the city as well because it gives the city a high insurance rate. As good as your fire department is, the homeowners pay less in insurance and stuff like that. So, one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face.
So they both hands wash the face. So it's not just about the protection of exposures on the exterior. It depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, depending on the circumstance, you definitely want to protect exposure, especially if the main fire building is lost. The next job is to protect the exposures. But as far as like what you were saying is like just going in and breaking people's stuff up, that's where, honestly speaking, that's where we come in at though.
Uh-huh.
That's where brothers and sisters that's from these communities come in at because a lot of our people don't have homeowners insurance. Well,
right.
Even if they did, whether they did or they didn't, we don't know that. I live in this community, right? I just built a house. I'm gonna be here for the next 30 years, God willing.
Is that the house on Hawthorne Avenue with the gated security?
No, that's not me. No.
The towers and the turrets?
I ain't got none of that. You can walk right up to my house.
I'm just checking.
So I'm here. I don't want, my neighbors 2-3 houses from me, homes to burn to the ground or look dilapidated because that makes your community look a certain way. So when we go into these houses, yes, we're there to do a job and put out a fire by any means necessary. However, if we could just open a window, we're gonna do that. If your roof don't need to be cut, we're not gonna do that. And that's where captains and chiefs and the chief of the department, that's where they come into play at because these guys, they're the leadership and they understand what it's like that if the community looks a certain way, the community is going to be treated a certain way. So you don't want to just go in there wrecking people's stuff. And some of these people, at the end of the day, when a fire happens, right? Like if you get evicted from your home, you knew you didn't pay your rent or your mortgage or whatever, maybe you knew that for a while.
Facts.
But when a fire happens, it's usually something that's instant. So these people are already going through an emotional situation. Like, you don't want to put them through even more by tearing their stuff down and throwing their pictures away. Unnecessary nonsense. So I'm going to say in my 13 years, I've never had to stop anybody from doing, something like that. And God willing, the next 12 or 13 years that I'm on the job, I don't have to. However, if I ever do see it, I will stop it because, like I said, I'm a Norca at heart, and it matters to me about my people in this community.
Oh, that was very. See, I tried to bait him. He didn't want to talk about kicking indoors. He didn't want to talk. Oh, no, I'm talking about police department. I had flashback. Hold on a second. But he's talking about preservation and protection of property
Yes,
as well.
sir.
First, protection of life,
Yes.
and then protection of what you can protect when you can protect it.
Yes, sir.
At one time, I don't know if you know it, in the late '80s, Newark had an outbreak of fires like that, was just crazy. Like there was, and it was the department was overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's get back to the proper equipment and what you need to do. What you need to do.
Well, first and foremost, when it comes to equipment, you just got to maintain your equipment. And at the end of the day, as firefighters, we only have what we're given, right? Some of us, we go out and buy certain things or whatever, but for the most part, whatever you're given, you just maintain it, make sure it's up to date, make sure it's clean, make sure it's, put in the right places, make sure you check on it. So typically a day in the firehouse looks like this, right? In the morning time, whether you truck an engine, you check your apparatus, you check each tour when you're changing tours. If you're a driver, right, you'll go speak to the driver from the night before. Hey, was everything all right with the rig? Anything I need to know? And y'all had that conversation. Then you go over the rig, you're making sure everything's there, you're making sure your tools is in the right places, you're making sure the apparatus runs the way you want it to run, and then you're good. And you do your housework in the house, and then, you just pretty much waiting to something happens. See, just like police, we all get paid for the just in case. We're here just in case. Now, a great day in the firehouse is nothing actually happening.
At ShopRite in the grocery
Listen,
section, picking out fruit.
You know what? As much as we say that, that's great, because guess what? Nobody house burnt. Nobody, nothing happened in our community that's life changing for somebody. Now, if just God forbid, if something does happen, you want the right men and women to be prepared to do the job. So I believe that the members of the Newark Fire Department have the right people there to do the job. Like I said, and I will continue to say this. I think we have some of the greatest firefighters in the country on this right here in Newark, New Jersey.
Ooh, so tell me, who operates the jaws of life?
That would be the truck and rescue. Okay. I don't believe special ops maybe do that too, but definitely the truck companies and the rescue companies.
Now, what are the jaws of life?
Well, the jaws of life is just a machine that through what is that, like hydraulics? It opens up. Yeah, it spreads the cars or the vehicles to get people removed from the vehicles. If I said that right, look, I'm prepared for a captain's exam in a minute. I definitely need to have the verbiage down pat. But the jaws of life is there to remove victims in a trap situation, and now we got a newer version to it. It's like I think it's battery operated. Mm-hmm. So before it was like compression, but now it's like battery operated. They're faster, they're a little heavier,
right? But
they're faster. So they get in there and get out.
Don't like you worried about being heavy. What you bench pressing right now?
Bench press max about 350.
Ooh, you ain't worried about it being a little heavy. Come on, man.
Well, I don't do that. I'm an engine man. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Look, if it was a truck guy up here, they'd tell you the truck guys work the hardest. That's what they say. Me personally, I don't believe that. But
okay.
I think all parts. Like I said, that's the one thing I was trying to tell you earlier about the fire department. Like being in a structure fire, right? You actually see how all parts matter. Mm-hmm. There is no engine without the truck. There is no truck without the engine. There is no people being saved without rescue. There is no the chief that's in there, the interior chief that's in there with nothing. He has no hose line or anything, but he's telling you this is where the fire. He matters the most because he's telling you exactly where everything's at. Look out for this. Look out for that. Hey, there's a danger. It might flash. Let's back out. And then the exterior chief, which is typically incident commander, which is typically our deputies chiefs under in a fire situation would typically be a deputy chief. Mm-hmm. Those are your eyes outside, and everything inside has to be communicated to him, which he communicates back to headquarters.
So what I got out of all of that, you named every position but the driver.
Whoa. The driver is the most important person
okay,
on both. Actually, the driver is the most important person on both rigs because, of course, if you're an engine, you got to get water, right?
Water in, water out.
And if you're a ladder guy, then you need to position that rig in front of that property just in case you need to extend the aerial. And you go in front of the property because the aerial needs to have maximum scrub, so you get from side to side. So yes, and the ladder / truck guy, whatever you want to call him, those are the ones who do the vertical ventilation as well. Those are the ones who pull down the ceilings and look for hot spots and stuff like that. So, yes, I think all levels of the fire service matter. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does, nothing more than the other, but all of them, collectively get the job done.
He couldn't be baited. He included everybody he could include. Listen. You want after you get your results, 'cause I know you're gonna do fantastic on the captain's exam. I want you to send it to me, yo, bro, I made it.
Definitely.
So now, I understand you have an event coming up.
Yes.
Let's talk about that event coming up.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay, so we're celebrating our 70th anniversary this year. It's our 70th anniversary Black Tie Gala. Again, it's a scholarship gala, and what makes this so special this year, not only is it our 70th anniversary, it's our Northeast Regional. That's number one, which is all the black firefighters from the Northeast area will be coming down to celebrate with us, from Newark all the way up to Boston, all the way up to Syracuse and etc. But
when is it?
It's October 28th at the Newark Airport Marriott. Tickets are on sale, $150 per person.
Ooh,
that
I gotta get a couple checks to get that.
That comes with food, plated dinners, and open bar. We have a jazz band, DJ. It's gonna be nice. But this year we will be honoring Captain Wayne Bear Brooks and honoring Captain Augusto Augie Akabu. These guys, rest in peace, definitely. These guys made the ultimate sacrifice, and we just want to, show the family some love. And this year we will be honoring them. I actually do want to give a list of the honorees that we will be honoring this year.
Absolutely.
So we doing a leadership award, and I don't know if you guys know brother Calvin Souter, who Souter Woodridge. Yes. He's getting a leadership award. The former director of the fire department, Jim Stewart, he'll be getting a leadership award. Mm-hmm. The current assistant public safety director, which is Rufus Jackson, will be getting a leadership award.
I know Rufus.
We got I feel like I'm missing somebody in there. Oh yeah, and Director Kenny Douglas from Trenton Fire Department. He's the public safety director of fire out in Trenton. We also have Eric Pill will be getting the Vulcan of the Year award. We have Councilman Crump, Dupre Kelly, and Pat Council, as well as Assemblywoman Brittany Timberlake. They will be made honorary Vulcans this year.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of dope, right?
Yeah. So Larry Crump actually goes by the name of LL. We call him LL.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And Dupree, from the Lords of the Underground.
So, yeah, these guys will be honored. We got Nazir Jackson will be getting the Community Service Award.
Okay.
Keisha Yorsh, I see she was on...
Keisha Yorsh, yes.
She was on your program not too long ago. She'll be getting the Community Service Award as well. And
much deserved.
And yes, definitely. Latina Bird will be getting the Community Service Award as well. Yes, Keisha does excellent work.
A lot of stuff.
And all right, so this was the one mistake I made in my presidency, right? I chose all the people, like myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I had to go to the board to get get an okay.
You make an executive decision.
Yeah, I made it, but they got on me a little bit. But it all worked itself out because it was a learning curve. But also, I chose all these people for certain reasons. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Calvin, who's he's the head of he got his own law firm, young black brother.
Really?
I think Calvin might be 41 years old. And he's the head of a law firm, Seton Hall graduate. You know what I mean? Good brother. Give back to the community in all phases, from camps to football. In fact, me and Cal used to coach together.
Where'd you coach at?
Barringer.
Oh, Blue Bear.
Yeah, man. I went to Barringer, coached at Barringer. I coached at Hillside High, too.
A comment. Oh, my goodness.
And then when I thought about Keisha, when I thought about community service, she actually was the first person I thought about.
And not Russell Thomas from Ron Shields, community service officer? No, I'm sorry. I just want to know.
No, not at all.
I had to focus.
So the reason why I thought about Keisha was because I think that what she's doing in our community is and I'm sure she's getting accolades and stuff, but it's just not talked about enough. Mm-hmm. What she's doing is something special. Just bridging that gap between, our young brothers and sisters that's out here in these streets, to trying to stop the violence and by being entrenched in it, by knowing who to talk to, knowing who to go to, and she knows all that. Like Keisha is like, she like the mother of the city right now. Like if you got any problems, you go to Keisha. She gonna take care of it. She know who to, that's gonna help you take care of it as well. And
she's the plug.
She is the plug, like for real. Like and she, like I said, bridging that gap between our brothers and sisters that's still in the streets to brothers like me who was once there and now I'm doing what I'm doing, and it just bringing that gap together to be able to speak to our youth and give them a different path in life,
Perspective's everything.
Definitely.
I think that's a wonderful thing.
Definitely.
And what's the date on?
It's October 28th. Like I said, at the Newark Airport Marriott. Please, it's a black tie affair. Look, it's gonna be nice. We're gonna have people from all over the place. We do have a ad journal that if you want to purchase a page in our ad journal, time is kind of limited right now, but all of the big ones are taken. 1,000, 750, 500. So we do have the 350, 250, and $125. If you're promoting a business, this is a good way to promote your business to a specific group of people. So yeah, man. Oh, before we wrap anything up, I have to shout out three organizations. Number one, United Airlines. United Airlines came through as our premier sponsor for this night, and they show love. In fact, they show love all the way through, not only for us but also for Brother Brooks, and accommodating his family with flights from out of town and everything.
Wow, that's
the
a blessing.
The FMBA and Ed Donnelly over there is another one of our sponsors. Mr. Donnelly has showed love for us, and he's a blessing to us. And last but not least, Newark Beth Israel as well. I just wanted to thank them guys for everything that they have done for us.
Listen. It sounds like you got, and this is the 70th anniversary.
Yes, it's the 70th anniversary.
So you understand what it takes to put one of these productions together. You and your executive board, and it's a lot of work.
Oh yes,
it's a lot. I'm just trying to figure out why the CSO of the decade and SRO of the decade, because even here at the hub, I don't get any love. Well, I get love. But sometimes that check don't go anywhere. You see, he over there fidgeting in his seat. You look at the vest, man. The vest got his name on the hub. Look, I'm just in my street clothes. I just bought this in Caldor, and Caldor ain't even there no more. That's something right there. I'm just saying, bro. I just like to get a little love every once in a while.
Give my man some love,
just a little bit of love.
Show him some love.
So you gonna change? You changing it? You gonna put it in your bunker gear right there in that?
Oh yeah, man. I got a little something in here, man. I wanna present my brother with. Okay, so not only am I a firefighter, but I do run two companies. One is Good Eats Catering. I'm a caterer, private caterer. I've been doing that for about 18 years now. And the other one is something I just recently started. It's called Division I Sports Apparel. Really what we're into is jackets right now. We're doing varsity jackets, leather jackets. We do a bunch of, right now I was able to do a Brick City Lions. We just did their jackets.
And they were the champs.
Yes. We just did their championship jackets. Ooh. We just did Shabazz. We're doing Shabazz cheerleading jackets. Mm-hmm. And, we just did for LaMonica MacGyver and her nonprofit organization. I forget the name of it. Please forgive me, LaMonica. I think it's Executive something. I know it's Executive something. But we just did 50 jackets for her that they're going to give away to the youth.
Oh, wow.
Kids in need.
Maybe we can get the Bron Shields to get.
Hey, I've been saying, listen, I've been asking Adele, look, I could do 100 real quick for him ASAP. Ooh. And nobody could beat my prices. I already know that.
I'm hearing checks. I'm hearing, so as your new chief of staff, he just walked in the department. I might need a little office. We can make stuff happen.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I want to definitely, let me grab this. Hold on a second. Grab this thing up for you,
Oh, he got the model.
Oh yeah.
He got the model.
And it definitely comes, in a nice little hookup. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I wanted to present this to you, brother, to the Hub Life.
Here's that. It's official. It's official. Turn to the camera. That 135 Prince Street, that Hub Life Radio, Mr. Husain Tyler.
So we wanted to definitely present this to the brother, and definitely, we perfect too.
Ooh,
All right, cool.
I'm trying to say, oh man, you
Definitely.
must have had inside information.
Definitely. So yeah, man, I think it came out pretty well.
Oh wait, hold on.
Man. I try that thing on.
Oh, I
man.
got to try it on. Here
Yes,
we go.
sir,
Here
yes,
we go.
sir.
Where's Mr. Hub Life? He need to see this. Oh, he gonna see it eventually. I want to feel what the new money feel like.
Yeah, man. So it's 100% wool, 100% leather. You know,
Ooh.
we definitely got a nice turnaround too. So
Ooh.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I feel important, not impotent. Important. Ooh.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Wow,
See that?
that's what's up right
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
And it's my size.
Definitely.
Ooh, my dude.
Definitely,
so
brother.
once again, thank you for the love.
Nah,
Once
definitely.
again, talk about your companies real quick.
Yeah, so Division One Sports, I started that in March. It's actually something more so for my children, because they're entrenched in high school and stuff like that. So that's really for them. My main focus outside of the Vulcans is my catering company, and I do a lot of private catering. I'm also private catering. I don't really do I try not to do super big events, but big enough, 200 people or less. I kind of keep it at that. Because I don't have a reliable staff, so I gotta keep it at that.
So that's why you do all the cooking in the
Yes,
firehouse.
yes, sir.
That's what it is. See, listen,
Look,
a man of many talents.
Listen, man, when I had my daughter, I looked at my wife. I said, we was young. We had our daughter at 23. I said, all right, well, look, she knew a few meals she could cook. I really couldn't cook nothing. I'm like, look, one of us got to cook around here. So she was like, we young. She's like, well, I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I started watching the Food Network. That's how I learned how to cook.
Wow.
Watching the Food Network. And then next thing I know, I just started taking the craft a lot serious. And here I am 18 years later. Look, it's my therapy now.
So let me tell you something. Just that real quick. When he said a few mil, I thought he said a few mil. And I was like, the dollar sign was crazy, so I kind of zoned out.
Oh, nah. I
But,
wish it was
but
a
that's
few.
why, oh man, so you got a catering business.
Yeah.
You got outstanding jacket business, varsity jackets.
Definitely,
Which one a lot of them. I got the inside pocket, got the lining. Ooh, I might have to, oh man, Joker's going to be
Definitely,
hating.
man. Definitely, man. Like I said, if you need something, let me know. I'll take care of you. And, like I said, I try to take care of my people. With the prices, I ain't trying to break nobody. It's not about
Well,
not
we
really
got
about the
to
money.
get some more money now. We got to get some extra money.
Yeah.
But how can they contact you?
Well, you can follow me at Chef Smurf _766. No, I'm sorry, Chef Smurf 766 _ on Instagram, or Husain Tyler on Facebook. Unfortunately, my page has been hacked, so it's the one with the suit on. That's me. All right.
Yo,
But,
those are $800 Jordans you got on, dude.
hey, my man.
Boy, the fire service. Ooh, they get paid in the fire department.
I told you I go to the kids and tell them I wear the same thing, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Look, fresh don't leave you because you work in the fire department. You know.
Ooh. Well, listen, this has been a wonderful interview. We want to do another interview
Definitely.
after the gala.
Definitely. I hope I can bring my board, a few members of my board through, if that's possible.
That's possible. We might have one more mic.
I get one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we
I
might have
get
to
one, I
rotate them or something. But here at 135 Prince Street, they promised me a long time ago, there will be a sign. You come and sign the sign. So maybe we're going to have to start doing it. I want to make sure when you come back, you sign the sign to everybody else that's been through it. Sign the sign, and we can have the update after the gala, and you can start planning real quickly. 2 booths over is actually the sound room, but the booth in the middle, that's where you can actually do your commercials.
Oh, cool.
And you got the voice for the commercials.
Cool, man. Appreciate
now,
that.
mind you, I get a slight fee off the top.
All
But we talk about that off air.
All right, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to thank you guys for having me, though, man. Definitely.
Oh, man, it's a
Definitely
blessing.
for the opportunity.
135 Prince Street, that Hub Life Radio with Legends with Russell Thomas. Yo, and we out of here. Thanks, Hoos.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate you.
Peace.